the most wonderful time of the year. Yes, my friends, it is now Dapper Day season. Random Disney things in the middle of the night that you probably don't care about, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm the Dapper Danielle, and today we are getting ready for Disneyland's Fall 2022 Dapper Day. I've been attending Dapper Day events since about 2012, but only in Walt Disney World because, I am a Florida girl, it makes more sense. But just here recently, the opportunity has presented itself that I can make it out to Disneyland very reasonably. So I took advantage of the opportunity, and now I am preparing and getting around an outfit special for this event. In this video, what I want to do is I want to show you guys how I make my outfit. I am going to be doing some serious alterations, a little bit of crafting to be able to get the look that I want. So I kind of want to show you some of that process. And then later on in the end of this video, I will be showing you, well, what we're doing at Dapper Day. Some of the Dapper Day Expo. Yes, there is an expo that's held on the 5th and the 6th over in Disneyland. It's gonna be at the Disneyland Hotel. I'll be taking you around, showing you a couple of the booths, what's going on, some of the entertainment. Yes, they have entertainment and a live band there as well, and some swing dancing classes. It's gonna be so exciting. So first off in this video, I'm sure you're asking, okay, Danielle, so like what is Dapper Day? Dapper Day is a semi-annual event that happens in Disney World, Disneyland, as well as in Disneyland Paris, meaning it takes place in the spring as well as in the fall. However, this year is the first year that they'll be having a holiday event here at Walt Disney World. And that's a totally separate video, totally separate outfit. Well, let's get to work. This outfit's not gonna make itself. For this outfit, I kind of have to create my own look that I want because it's just not really available. So this is what we're trying to go off of, our vision board. I wanna do a 1940s, like cowgirl, rhinestone cowgirl inspired, basically. Kind of like country western singer, like group style. So I have one of these shirts. However, it doesn't have enough, well, fringe. I freaking want fringe, so I have to add that to my shirt option. I definitely am going with more of a blue turquoise kind of theme, and I also want to add a little bit of rhinestones in honor of our queen, Dolly Parton. Right here, some of my hair inspiration, so I'm definitely going to be probably curling up the bangs a little bit, not making like a full bumper bang, but like still curling it up and whatnot and putting it off to the side. Also notice in those photos that the hats are a little more rounded, and I found a hat. It's gonna be so freaking cute. I did find this hat. I found it at Hobby Lobby for 10 bucks. And this is honestly nicer quality than what I was going to order from Amazon. But as you can see, it has this little like cheetah print little wrap around it, and it's glued. I have to figure out a way to be able to get this off and then hide the glue issues underneath. So I found this shirt on Amazon, and let me show you what I'm gonna do to it. I love some of the detail it already has, but I need to go in and like snip these little tiny threads right here. Like these aren't really connected to anything. So I just need to go in, trim those up, clean it up a little bit. And I wanna add the fringe. I'm still debating on rhinestone placement. I'm kind of thinking like maybe at the little ends of the little curly cues in there, maybe create an additional little dot pattern here. I have to lay that out and test that out. This is the back. I want to take the fringe and have it line up against this line, and then also go to create a line all the way down to connect to back here. So I kind of have like a fringe wing going on. I already had a pair of cowboy themed earrings, however they didn't match, so I did have to repaint those. And then it was time to work on the belt. I ended up purchasing 2 different belts from Goodwill. Each of them was about $2.50. And I liked the belt buckle on one and the strap on the other. And I tried to shine it up, and honestly, it just didn't turn out. So I ended up painting it to brighten it up and create the illusion that, well, it was nice and polished looking and added color that matched my outfit. It looked really cute afterwards. So now I had to combine my 2 belts. I took the belt buckle from one and the strap from the other and sewed them back together. This did take a little bit of time because I wanted to make sure it was secure and not going to fall off in the middle of Dapper Day. That would be weird. Okay, so I finished making my Frankenstein belt, and it looks pretty cute. I am going to have to actually, it's a little bigger than I thought it was. I didn't measure it right, so I am going to have to punch another hole into it so that way it sits correctly. But howdy. Next was revamping that hat. I got the cheetah print off just fine. The hardest part was creating this braided look because every time I cut the material, the edges were fraying. So I had to hot glue each of my edges every time I cut so that way the whole piece didn't fall apart on me. This took, well, longer than it needed to, but it turned out really, really cute in the end. Alrighty, looks like the hat is all done. This is our little turquoise braiding that I did. It turned out cute, and I hid my little edges with little rhinestones that I'll also be using on my dress. So cute. The next step was fringe. Now, this fringe I did have to hand apply and sew onto the shirt so that way it placed where I needed it to be. I did have high hopes that I'd just be able to put it on my sheen and just go to town on it, but the edges on this shirt would not have allowed that. So I was able to hide it under the seams of the original shirt design, and it blended in very, very nicely. But this did take a good amount of time. Well, so much for day 2, because I ended up getting preparing for my trip, my fall trip to Nashville, and I didn't get anything done. So guess who's finishing her outfit just hours before she's supposed to get on a plane to California? This girl. We're gonna make it work though. What I'm doing currently is I'm laying out my sequins, and we're skipping the fabric glue. We are going straight to hot glue. This is like the level that we're at right now. I'm placing these little iridescent crystals on the shirt, and I'm kind of just laying out where I want them to be. I'm trying to decide, do I go big? Is this enough? Do I need more? I can't decide. The earrings I just finished painting are hanging out over there, literally drying on my desk. And I still have to add fringe to the bottom of my skirt. It's fine. Like a rhinestone cowboy. Bow, bow. I don't actually know the words to that song. All right. The bling is on. It honestly turned out better than I expected. I didn't think it was gonna work out this well, but I got it done pretty quick, so onto the skirt. So for the skirt, I actually used one of my golf skirts that I already have that had this nice layering effect. It laid really, really cute. So I added the fringe to the bottom layers, and it turned out better than I anticipated. Well, and then after this, it was a quick 3-hour nap and then off to the airport where we were heading to California. Now, when we got to California, I ended up staying at the Howard Johnson right there in Anaheim, just across the street from Disneyland, and they took really great care of us. I will be doing a partnership here very, very soon with the Howard Johnson, so pay attention to the other socials for more information about that soon. But this is the quick little room tour, 2 fantastic beds. Mom and Dad did come with me on this trip as well, and we had plenty of room. And we were given a view of Disneyland Resort across the way from us, so we can see the Matterhorn from the window. We could hear the monorail passing and the train as well. And from our balcony, you could also see fireworks later on in the evening. We took a quick little break there in the hotel room, and then we were off to Disneyland, where we were greeted by the Disneyland band. Here's a little clip for you because I was obsessed. So I'm not gonna lie, I feel like Disney World's band needs to step up their game because we could never. We ended up spending 2 days in Disneyland and California Adventure before Dapper Day weekend, and this was a fantastic opportunity to take my mom and dad around the parks again. Because again, we're a Disney World family, and it's been at least almost 18 years since mom and dad were last in Disneyland. We got to experience the transition period from after Halloween into Christmas, and actually this day was the first day that the tree appeared in California Adventure, and it was a gorgeous Christmas tree. Mom and Dad really enjoyed taking around the red car trolley as well as the Main Street vehicles up and down the road, and we tried to experience as many things as possible that we simply just don't have on our coast. Like a trolley going down the middle of a park street in Disney World, yeah, we could never. Mom and Dad were super impressed by Cars Land. I mean, of course, who is not impressed by Cars Land whenever they go? But after our second day in the Disneyland area, Dad was already saying how he felt like he was missing out on stuff and that he had to come back again just to take in all the details. Which honestly, I don't blame him, especially when it comes to Christmas detail. And every time I ride some of these rides, I always notice new little fun hidden details.
Probably just a bad spark plug, hippie. Day.
And Radiator Springs.
You not only need to be fast,
You need to look fast. Ramon! Hola! Ramon will pick you up, right? Looking good. Qué linda. All right.
you ready to race?
Good luck, man. Shiny paint don't win a race. Now get out there. Of course.
Most glorious race of your life! Uno for the money, due for the show. Try to get ready and the quadro to go!
Not only was this Mom and Dad's first time to Cars Land, but it was also their first time to Avengers Campus. And Mom and Dad really appreciated just standing around and watching all the great Avengers character interactions. These first 2 days were definitely filled with just going and checking out some brand new experiences that either myself or Mom and Dad had never experienced before, and also trying some really great food. We finished the night off with some fireworks, and then we headed to bed a little bit earlier to prep for the next day, which was the first day of the Dapper Day Expo. All right, so now it is the first day of Dapper Day. Well, kind of. It is actually the first day of the Dapper Day Expo. So it's November 5th currently, and I have a completely different outfit for this event. So we are mostly staying at the convention today and eventually popping over to California Adventure. And let me show you my outfit. Okay, so here's the look for today. Everything I already had in my wardrobe. I just kind of changed up some accessories. So dress, Tatiana, shirt, Sheen, earrings, Francesca, and then my bag though is a vintage Barbie suitcase from 1961. I found this thrifting up in Nashville visiting my brother, and this is what I'm wearing to the Dapper Day Expo at the Disneyland Hotel. So let's go ahead and head into the expo. So here in Disneyland, the Dapper Day Expo is held at the Disneyland Convention Center, which has multiple different rooms, but it has one of these bigger sections over here that's filled with different artists and vendors and resellers of vintage and modern designs. They also featured a couple of local businesses that were either barbers or hairdressers, and Dad, of course, saw the opportunity to get his little hair trimmed up because he didn't have a chance to before we left town. Dad really enjoyed his haircut, and I'll have the link for this barbershop in particular down below in the description. There were photo booths and places to take photos with friends. Then it was time for swing dance classes and the band. Now I want to show you some of my favorite vendors, and I will have their links in the description below, just in case you see something that you like from one of these small businesses. First off was Femme De Bloom. I own a couple of her items already, and I really like her stuff, very reasonably priced. I happened upon this antique table filled with Disneyland and Disney World merchandise from the 50s all the way up through the 80s. They usually are a vendor at a local antique mall, but they do have some items available on eBay. I was drawn in when I saw the Epcot logo, even from a distance. Some really great pieces of media and some items that even I hadn't even seen before. A happy surprise to run into at the Dapper Day Expo was BB Create. I love a lot of their items and I follow them on Instagram. My favorites though are the Star Wars lightsabers and blasters and the flower bouquets coming out of them. They had them in patches and pins, some really great items and very creative like crossovers. I was then drawn in by Retro Resin Jewels. I loved her colors, especially for some of her Christmas items because they are very on brand for me. I did end up buying one thing from her and I'll show you guys a little bit later, but check out these churro earrings. Oh my goodness, those are adorable. I was pleasantly surprised by the number of illustrators and designers I saw here at the Dapper Day Expo, one of them being Casey Robin, and I recognized some of her stuff from Instagram. Her items are very soft and whimsical, and she has a really cute fairy collection. I opted for some of the smaller ones, which again, I will show you here in a little bit. This little booth belongs to Merch Motel. I didn't realize who it was until after the expo. I follow them on TikTok and on Instagram, and they focus a lot on mid-century modern architecture and neon signs. Some really great pieces of history. I definitely suggest checking it out. Links will be in the description below. The next ones I ran into were Brite. Oh my goodness, these little deers right here that you're seeing in front of you. If you follow me on any of my other social media platforms, you know that around Christmas time, like right about now, the time I'm posting this video, I have little deers in this same color palette in all of my decor. So of course I had to buy those and a little present for mom. Now this next one I kind of freaked out over. I did not realize they were going to be here at the expo, but first look at this little orange bird and the pumpkin charm. He is so cute. Anyway, this all is Mare Press's work, and I love her stuff and her storytelling and her attention to detail because, oh my goodness, it's everything that I love. All the really niche characters like Figment, the Muppets, Duffy, but all done in her art style, which is so bright, 60s and 70s color palette. It's fantastic. I already own too much of her artwork, and I'll show you more later. I also freaked out over these two. So this first one is Asia. I love her artwork. I have been a fan for quite some time. I even have a commission piece from her from back when I was a fairy godmother at the Bippity Boppity Boutiques. I'm obsessed with her artwork and her style. I definitely suggest checking out her links below in the description, as well as her table mate, Hayden. I love his use of color, and just recently he finished illustrating this book right here by Nina West. Definitely go check it out. Within the past year, I discovered Hayden and his work, and I have become 100% obsessed. I did buy some things that I saw from his Instagram and his TikToks, and I will show you more of those also a little bit later, but definitely check out his stuff on TikTok and Insta. I then stumbled across my friends over at the Howard Johnson, and they actually are in a partnership with our friends over at Park Candy, and they are getting some new shirt merchandise items. So some of these might be in the Howard Johnson gift shop very soon. By this point in the afternoon, I already spent too much money that I wasn't anticipating on. It was time to head on out from the expo and head on over to Disney California Adventure, where we made it just in time for Shaboom. If you're not familiar with this event, it happens daily at sundown over in Cars Land, where they play the song Shaboom and turn on the neon lights to recreate this scene in Cars. We ended up hanging out in California Adventure for the rest of the evening, got some great food for dinner, and took mom and dad over into the Art of Animation building, which is my personal favorite. I tried to do something cute here for like an exit video, and it ended up being just a time for, well, dad to make fun of me. I'm not impressed. All right. Made it back to the hotel room. We had a very long day today. After the convention, we ended up going and spending time at California Adventure, which was so much fun. Just got some dinner, walked around, and basically hung out in Avengers Campus so I could see Loki. I ended up running into Loki, Captain America, and Spider-Man, and met some really great cast members over there. Some of them were my followers on TikTok, so it was good to run into them and meet them in person. So that was really cool. But let me show you what I got from the convention. It's a little more than I anticipated, but let me show you. First off is Asia Ellington, of course, my Epcot people. Her vintage 80s Minnie and Mickey Mouse in their Epcot outfits. This is a sticker. I'm obsessed. And then since I'm gonna be doing a cowgirl, like neon cowgirl vibes tomorrow, I had to get a piece to kind of represent this Dapper Day. So that was for this. And of course, Asia, there's her so that we can go find her on Instagram and whatnot. She also has a TikTok too, but she has an Etsy store. And then right over here, this is Merch Motel. I actually have been following him on TikTok, and I didn't realize that this was him. And I've been following him for quite some time, but he talks about a lot of the vintage, mid-century modern, like neon signs and a lot of architecture stuff. So of course, this is of the Stardust neon sign from, I believe it's Vegas, and I'm obsessed. I love this. The next, you might have seen her stuff before on Instagram. This is Casey Robin. I just love her design and the softness of her lines and her color usage. So I had to get these two little pieces. This is gonna be going in with my Christmas decor items because this matches all my colors and my little aesthetic for that. And then I have a perfect little frame that she's gonna go in. That's a little mini frame. And then into the earrings. Are these not fantastic? This is from Retro Resin Jewels. And I will probably be wearing this to, I'll be going to the Disney World holiday tapings, and I'll probably be wearing this one of the days. And speaking of which, this is what I'll be wearing one of the next days. This is from Starbury Motel. I have little deers. If you have seen my Christmas videos, you probably have seen my Christmas decor in the background, and I'll be wearing this as well. This is for Dapper Mom. That way she can wear them on at work too, because they're within Disneyland guidelines, because they're small enough. And they're the cute little gingerbread houses. They're so adorable. I love them. And then Hayden, oh my goodness, I love his art too, because you know, I love Dolly. I had to get a sticker, but this, easiest way to describe this art style of Captain Hook is if you've seen Cuphead on Netflix. This is very much that like noodle, I forget the technical term of it, but like that noodle style artwork, but that stretch and pull. I love the details so much, but there's more. Okay, the last few things I got are from Mare Press. I already own quite a few things from her, so these are just to add to what I already have. This is brand new, and it's a holographic print. Do you see that moving right there? And this is gonna go also with my Christmas decor. This is Disneyland's castle, all decorated for Christmas. But then for the Epcot side, my Epcot family again, this is her rendition of Dreamfinder and a Christmas sleigh. And look, Figment's leading the way with the Imagination Pavilion logo right there, and the Imagination Pavilion tower in the water back there too. Oh my gosh, this is adorable, and it's also holographic. I couldn't pass that up. Of course, stickers, because if you watch my video from when I went to Disneyland in January, y'all know how much I am obsessed with the Disneyland vintage popcorn bucket. So of course, had to get a sticker. Then our little ice fairy friends from the original Fantasia. And this is something she threw in there as extra, her Happy Holidays stamp. And then I am a huge Duffy fan. And this is to go along with my Halloween decor. So they're so stinking cute. But yes, this is everything I end up getting along with the other items, and great purchases. I'm so excited about these. Okay, so finishing getting ready for Dapper Day. Mom is having to help me curl my hair. There's a lot of hair. It's all good, but I can't wait to show you guys the completed outfit. So here you go. Howdy. So this is the full outfit for today. It all put together, makeup. Now this is later in the evening. I honestly forgot to film, so the hair has deflated a little bit, but it's still looking good. So this is the full outfit. Time for a photo montage.
Hey, hey, good looking. What you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me? Hey, sweet baby, don't you think maybe we could find us?
All right, what do you think? On actual Dapper Day, it was pretty chill. We ended up just taking in the atmosphere, walking up and down Main Street, riding the Main Street vehicles, getting food, running into followers, taking photos, and I also ran into a lot of other content creator friends and ended up hanging out with them for a wee bit. And they were never seen again. This was also our last evening of the trip, and Mom and Dad by this point were completely exhausted. So I ended up leaving them at one point. They went back to the hotel room to take a nap, and I continued onward with my content creator friends, and we ended up hopping over to Disney California Adventure to watch World of Color.
Walt Disney presents
Here's some of my favorite clips from the show.
Human world is a mess. Life under the sea is better than anything you got up there. There's always been there, somebody else's way.
I forgot how amazing World of Color is. It's such great storytelling, and it was so good, so good. After the show, I went back with my friends over to Disneyland to say one more goodbye to the castle and one more goodbye to Main Street, USA. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the very end. Don't forget to check out the links of all the shops I named below, as well as my own shop links, and also my Insta and TikToks as well. Till next time, night-night, sleep tight, dream of churros tonight.